All right, thanks for tuning back into my channel. I'm Tom Hernandez. Today's topic is going to be 3 tips for new or newer real estate agents. I've got an amazing interview with the team leader at Keller Williams here in Studio City, Henrik. He's going to be sharing you his 15 years of experience in coaching and mentoring agents. So make sure you stay tuned, watch the whole thing. It's going to be awesome information. You're going to love it. All right, here we go. All right. Hey, Henrik, how are you?
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Good, man. Hey, I wanted to thank you real quick for joining us. If you could just tell all our channel viewers today a little bit about yourself.
I've been in the business for 15, going on 16 years. I kind of straddled the line as an agent out there in the front lines, transitioned into a leadership role. Started out running different departments of a real estate company, and then ultimately an office, and then 2 office and 3 office, and then I transitioned over to Keller Williams, Studio City, as a team leader, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. But I've a lot of experience in running an office, and recently operating partner of KW Hollywood Hills, so getting the 50,000 feet view of ownership and how they look at firms. So
yeah, and a hands-on involvement in helping real estate agents grow their business at the same time, right?
Absolutely. I think that goes back to my roots, and it's one of the things that I really enjoy. Is we like to I like the agent to be molded, right? And I think you can only do that if you are hands-on. So yeah, for me, I'm very much hands-on, and I'm making sure that an agent is developed.
Yeah, love it. Today I wanted to talk to you about at least 3 topics that a new agent or a newer agent should focus on in helping to grow their business, and like I kind of say a lot, is move the needle in their business. What would one topic be that if I was sitting down with you and I said, hey, what advice would you give? Topic 1.
I think I would tell an agent, learn how to walk before you learn how to run.
Okay.
One of the I've been in privileged to be in a position where I interviewed a lot of agents, seasoned and new agents, right? And it's funny, one of the things that I always try to educate newer agents on is, like, we all get into this business because we like to help families and then make money, right?
Yeah, true.
Don't let money be the driving factor. Let education be the driving factor. So when you first get in, don't worry about commission. My advice to them is, don't worry about what commission you're making right now, right? Find a place in a brokerage, in a team, in a leadership group that will teach you the business, right? If you don't, it's funny. I deal with agents now still every day that are seasoned, that really don't understand the contract, right? And it's because they try to jump that step from, like, I don't need to learn, I just want to make money.
Right.
It's great. Have that ambition. We all want to make money. We all want to help people, but make sure that you're educated properly, so that you don't down the line, get yourself or somebody else in.
So an agent like that, you're saying, could have some initial success, but will probably hit a barrier or a plateau when how do you say, their luck doesn't match their experience or something like that, right?
Absolutely. Look, if they actually go back a year or 2 years and they look back and they say, okay, what did I do in the last 2 years? They'll find out that, wow, I've actually lost 5, 6, 7, 10 deals because I didn't know the contract. I didn't know that this one thing could have saved me here. And so it's funny, right? They want to run the 100-meter right off the bat. And,
right.
But
so
they
training,
don't wanna,
I think what we're alluding to is training as an agent is probably topic number 1 as a vital step for you, right?
Absolutely. Education, training, and it starts and ends with that.
One of the things I say to agents when they come aboard and you assign them to me as a mentor is, I say, there's work to learn and then there's work to earn. And when you first learn work to learn, then when you start to transition to work to earn, you'll see that level of growth go. And I think that's kind of exactly what you're touching on right
Absolutely.
there, right?
Absolutely.
Is all training the same at every office? I mean, you've been at other offices, you're here at this office. I would say that, and just be honest, like there's got to be a blanket that whatever real estate office you go to, there's going to be a blanket class, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's interesting, right? I have the KW perspective and I have the non-KW perspective, right? And I think, all these companies, all real estate firms offer training. I'm not going to say they don't, but I think for an agent that's new, that gets into this business, they like to know where the beginning is and where the end is, and the roadmap in between. A lot of the training you see outside are like, hey, real world training. You hear that a lot, right? You learn on the field. That's like a common thing in real estate, which is, yeah, you somewhat do learn on the field, right? But you have to have a place and be housed somewhere where there's a curriculum,
yeah,
where there's a roadmap, right? Where there are steps to follow. So your education, is step one, do this, step two, do this, because new agents, when they get in, they don't know what they don't know, right? And telling them basically this is how a transaction is played out, and having a defined curriculum for new agents gives them direction. And I think we're all confused when we get into the business. What's the beginning? What's the end? Where do we start? Yeah. And I think for the education portion of it, at least that portion needs to have some sort of a defined roadmap. And unfortunately, a lot of these companies don't have that defined roadmap.
Yeah. I agree. I started in 1994 in real estate, and they said, hey, there's your desk. Congratulations. Good luck. And it was trial by fire. And I tell a lot of agents that, somewhat that's where you get the thick skin to weather the storm in the building. But man, I would have had some training that they have out there now, man, that growing pains may not have been so bad for me.
Yeah, it's just trying to make sure that curve that you're on is not, it's not like horrible. It's just a little bit like this. You're always going to learn, 20 years in the business, you're always learning something new every day. Yeah. But I think having that defined specific training in the beginning just makes it a little bit easier to get started and get going in the business.
Gotcha. In regards to training, then, is there any specific area that you would say a newer or new agent should make sure that they're dialed in, like contracts, legal issues, systems, CRMs? What would you say, Tom? Make sure you know this like the back of your hand, or process 1, 2, 3.
Look, I say, if I had to put an order on it, which I would say contracts, CRM, business development, right? But I don't think those have to run parallel. That those you could do them all at the same time. So learn your contracts. Really, you have to learn your contracts inside and out. I tell agents, one box that you forget to check off, the refrigerator's gone.
Right? Yeah, right.
It's something simple as that, but you don't know what you know. So you have to learn the contracts inside and out. 2, this is a business. We're no different than if we go open up a dry cleaning business, for example, right?
100%.
And how do we run our business? It's like you have to know your books, you have to know your expenses, you have to know how much money you're putting in, potentially how much you're going to get out. There's a lot that goes. So treat it as a business. Do you have a business plan of what you expect to accomplish? How many hours you're going to work? And then a good CRM to be able to track that business plan that you have. So those 3 are vital, right? And they're vital when you're new, and they're vital when you're 20 years into the business. But I think getting that started and understanding from day one just helps you out. Most of us, we didn't have somebody to tell us, get that going from day one, right?
Right.
5 years, 6 years into the business, we're like, oh, maybe I need a business plan.
Yeah. My CRM used to be index cards.
Yeah, of course.
A box full of index cards, and now the technology. And just for the people that don't know, what is a CRM? What does that stand for?
It's a customer relationship management software. It's basically so you don't have that yellow notepad or that paper and pen where you have notes and contact information. It's all housed in one platform where it's safe for you. It saves your notes, so it keeps you organized.
Yeah. Would you do you prefer one over the other?
Look, I don't. Here's the thing. I prefer the one that works for you. I've always said
the statement out there, right? The one that works for you.
I think the one that works for you is the best one. I'm not here to say use this one or that one, because some you just feel like it's more user friendly for you. Whatever it is, have something. I think that's the key here.
Gotcha. Good. Item number 2.
Anything?
As far as branding, marketing,
Marketing. So marketing would be the second thing that you would
I think
probably have an agent concerned about.
I think marketing. I wanted to just kind of preface this. Marketing and lead generation. New agents are always a little bit confused, right? They'll say, "Well, I'm actively doing something." I'm like, "Well, you're marketing. You're not lead generating." So one, understand what marketing is. Get yourself out there, right? Somebody once told me, "Are you a secret agent?" I'm like, "What? I'm going to use that." No, we can't be secret agents. We very much have to market ourselves. We have to get ourselves out there, right? Because this is a business. Again, what do businesses do? They market themselves. So
Right.
get comfortable with being out there. Get comfortable with being in front of a video, right? Just be okay with that. Understand that that's part of the business.
Right. So is like a brand, would you say then is important? Should a new agent right away start the Tom Hernandez team or do
I
I create a
think
slogan like, the ultimate driving machine? You think of BMW, what tip would you say for an agent as far as marketing like that?
Look, I say branding will happen. Don't worry about it. It's very, very hard for a new agent to develop a brand because nobody knows who you are. You're an unknown commodity, right? So your brand development will happen organically when you're doing everything right, right?
Gotcha.
If you're focusing on branding, and you have zero in sales, I promise you it's not going to get you anywhere, right? So the branding portion will happen. Agents, new agents, God bless their soul. They all want to come in. They all want to be like brand. I want to be that logo and that slogan on Instagram. And I always tell everybody, real estate's changed. Buyers and sellers are a lot more savvy.
Yeah.
Now they can just pull you up in 2 seconds and say, "Oh, you've done zero deals and you got your license yesterday," right? So branding, it's
Yeah.
not bad. You should, but I would say that'll happen organically down the line. Don't put your time and attention, focus
So
on.
as a new agent going out and getting 5 bus benches with my name all over it, maybe not that important either.
No, as a new agent, your job is to lead generate, less on the marketing side initially, and more on the lead generation and prospecting.
So we would then classify marketing because, I tell agents there's working in your business and there's working on your business, and don't mistake the both. I just released a video on that as well. And marketing then would probably be a working on the business activity.
Absolutely. And this is a really good thing you said. On your business, in your business. Guys, you have to be able to differentiate what the difference is, because you'll spend 3-4 hours out of your day customizing a marketing piece, for example, and getting it out there, and you're like, whew, we had a really busy day, right? But in actuality, what did you really do? Would you have done that? Or would you have spent 3-4 hours lead generating and prospecting and talking to people? Which one is more effective, right? If you ask me, I say the latter.
Yeah, that's going to move the needle in the business and put some commission checks in your pocket.
Absolutely.
So would it be okay to then use templated open house flyers or templated material then as a new agent? Or do I need to get on Canva every time and create something? Marketing department at your office, or those things?
Just get something templated out, right? Don't let perfection be your biggest enemy, right? Don't let that I have to have my flyer, my business card be the exact way before I get it out. Yeah. I promise you, if you guys ever watch Shark Tank, they usually turn down those deals when they feel like they're never going to go to production, right? Yeah. Because they don't want somebody. You got to be moving forward, right? Just move forward as fast as you can. Talk to as many people as you can. If your marketing flyer is a templated one, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I promise you. They're going to look at it and they're going to look at another one. They're going to be like, okay, cool. They're not going to spend 3 hours dissecting the difference. So I would say for a newer agent, just move.
Gotcha. So training, marketing, number 3.
Business development.
Business development.
Understand this, okay? Understand where am I going? So what I mean by that is I get into the business on day one. Well, what do you look like? What do you think a successful year, your year one is, right? I ask agents all the time, if January we're meeting, I was like, pretend this is December 31st. What does it have to look like for you to say, wow, that was a really good year? Well, that was a really bad year. right?
Right.
If you don't know, then you don't know, right? So I always tell them, without a business plan, that's your first year or your 10th year in real estate. It doesn't really matter. If
Right.
you don't have a business plan of, I'm gonna make X amount at the end of the year, how do you know what you've done? How do you know if you've had a good year or bad year? If I'm driving to Vegas and I don't know it's 300 miles, how the hell do I know when I get there or when I don't get there? How close am I to getting there, right? So it's
Right.
always going to be like, I'm just driving, and it's
Yeah.
not going to feel like your results are happening, right? So
Gotcha.
have a business plan that is broken out into, have 12 months, but have your benchmarks. I tell every agent when they're putting a business plan, what's your benchmark for each month, each quarter, each week, right? And make sure that as long as you're hitting those benchmarks, whether it's weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever it is, the year will take care of itself. But have a roadmap to your business and exactly where you're going to go, and break down your costs. And Tom, you do a really, really good job of this, right? Calendaring everything,
Yeah.
making sure that your business plan is broken down into your daily activities, your expenses, your costs, so that you run a business and do you want a profitable business or not?
So I'm a new agent. I'm coming to you. Is there a minimum, do you have Tom, you're going to do 8 deals this year? Is there a standard for every new agent that comes into business with you?
I don't have a standard of what I expect of them, but I try to the conversation, by the time the conversation is done, there is a number that they have, but it's not a number that I assign them. Based on the conversation, it's a number that they ultimately get to themselves, right?
Gotcha.
They get to a number, people are like, yeah, I'm good with 100,000 a year, for example, or I need 500,000 a year. And based off of that, they get to a number of cool, I need 5 deals my first year. So we work through that, and they usually come up with a number that's best, for them.
Got you. So, I guess, and when they come up with that number, obviously, then you look into the lead generation part of working in the business. And I know from experience, it seems to be the hardest thing to get agents to do on a consistent basis is lead generate. Why is that? Have you come up with any ideas? Go Google.
It's because realtors are the epitome of instant gratification. We want to make one phone call and we want one listing out of it, right? And I think that's the problem. Baseball players bat 300, they're in the Hall of Fame.
And that's 30%.
Right? And that's 30%. We have to understand what I try to educate new agents on. It's not, don't worry if you don't get your first call or your first conversation to be a home run. Could be, but don't worry if it's not, right? At the end of the day, consistently just do whatever your lead generation plan entails, right? But be consistent at it. We want our results so quick and so fast that we get frustrated. They'll do it for 1 or 2 or 3 days, and then they won't do it for a week, and then they'll do it for another day, and then they won't do it for a week because they think the results happen overnight. It doesn't. It does. And again, I always equate to go open up a business, any business that you want, and then turn around in a month and say, why am I not making all kinds of profit? The process takes time. Gotcha. So consistency is a problem.
Is there anything that you share with them because I'm sure they must pick up the phone and I did it for 3 days and it didn't work. What do you say to me at that time?
Well, one of the ways I try to get that message out to them, and I say, okay, what if I told you you did it for 3 or 4 days and nothing happened? What if that 5th day was the yes? So you put in 4 days of work, and just because you forgot to do it one more day, you got frustrated, you missed out on that check, right? And I think once they understand, I can make 100 calls, or I can talk to 100 people, or I can, don't like 100 houses or whatever, and nothing happens. It's that 101 that says yes, right? You have to chase the yes, not the no's. And I think once you understand you're chasing yeses, it's okay, because that yes can be right around the corner. And if you gave up in that moment, God, what if I just missed the yes? So I always try to make them understand we're chasing yeses, we're not chasing no's.
Yeah, I had an old mentor say that every time that they said no, it's just getting you one step closer to your yes. And until you spend enough time lead generating to find out how many no's does it take you to get to a yes, you'll never know. So for Tom, it may take 300 no's to get a yes. But for Henrik, it may only take 100 no's to get a yes. So at 50 no's, Henrik says, well, I only got 49 more to go and my yes is coming.
Yeah. And one thing I tell new agents all the time is know your no number, is what I call it, right?
Your no number.
As you start prospecting, again, whatever form that comes in, you'll find out that, after 100 people say no, I usually get a yes. That second time around, that second month or the third month, it gets less frustrating because around the 100 mark, I'm gonna get a yes.
Gotcha.
So it becomes how quickly can I get to that 100?
Right.
I used to prospect 2 hours a day, but I can't get off the phone now. I'm doing it 5-6 hours because I just gotta make it to that 100. And if I can make it to that 100 in a week versus a month that I used to take, hell yeah, I'm gonna do that one yes a week.
Gotcha.
So it becomes really exciting. Just watching them get motivated and do it, it becomes fascinating.
If I was to lead generate, where would my first deal as a new agent probably come from? Like, if you had to tell me, Tom, lead generate in this area because this is typically where new agents' first deals come from. Where would you say that?
I can say 50% from my experience of new agents is people that you know. It's family, friends, your sphere, right? Pre-COVID, when open houses were active, you saw a lot come from open houses as well, right? It's easy. You get a chance to talk to people. Hopefully open houses come back again in the next couple of months. But the best way to do it is your family and friends. The minute that you get your license, the minute you go to brokerage, your family and friends, you have to be reaching out to them and saying, hey, I'm in real estate now. Let me help you. And your deals will come from there. That's where I remember my first deal came from my uncle.
Yeah, your uncle. Yeah. I started after the 94 earthquake, and my first deals came from leases that people were displaced and they came with this FEMA voucher. And I probably did like 6 leases in like a week. And it was like, oh, this is easy, and it was surprised after all these vouchers ran out and stuff like that. Most people get into real estate for the freedom that it brings, in their day. But based upon your experience in working in the business with agents, I mean, is that a hurdle that agents kind of have to overcome because they think, oh, I'm in real estate now, I'm free to do what I want? Do you see that could be like a burden, or as a manager, leader of an office, like, they finally got out of their 9-to-5 job, they got some freedom, and they don't know how to control their days or take ownership of their days, and then a month from now they're wondering why their check isn't showing up.
And look, and that's absolutely the case. Unfortunately, more often than not, that's the case, right? That also plays into the consistency, right? Like when we work for somebody, we can't just be like, I'm not doing this, right? Because we feel like we're obligated to get approval, to they're our employer, they pay us for us to be there. Once you become an independent contractor and an agent, you feel like, wow, it's a little freedom that comes over you, right? And I surprised you how many people I talk to that say, well, I like the flexibility and the freedom. And I say, okay, that's great. So discipline is extremely important, right? To understand that, like, yeah, I work for myself technically, but I'm also unemployed every single morning I get up. And I mean that with the mentality that you have to take, right?
Yeah.
But so you have to be able to say, okay, I like the freedom and the flexibility I get, but I have to make money and I have to help people, and the discipline is going to get me there. So you have to be very, very disciplined in understanding that every single day you have to treat it again as something like that. You have to get up and you do something every day, work on the business. And then, once business starts going, I tell people, like, yeah, at 9 to 5, you may work 8 hours and go home. In real estate, you may work 15 hours a day. It'll never feel that way. It'll feel super fun. You're going houses, you're negotiating deals, you're showing property, you're seeing all kinds of cool architecture and meeting all kinds of cool people. But, it takes time to get to that point. And you get to that point with the discipline of understanding that I am my own boss now. Yeah. And that comes with responsibilities.
Yeah. I tell agents that, for the first time, most people, they're coming out of what I like to say a technician's mentality, where they showed up, they worked their 8 hours a day, and they knew that in that 8 hours, whether they punched 5 tickets or 10 tickets, they were making $100, let's say, for that day's worth of work. And somewhere in their mind, they realize that 5 tickets is okay. They don't have to punch 10. And I say, we're a 15 ticket punch business, but you're the benefactor of those yourself. And, for the first time, most people are betting on themselves for the first time to win. They've got all their money bet on, and it's like, no better person that I'd want to put all my money on to win is this guy right here. But it's kind of getting that mentality for them to switch and buy in from getting away from that technician man mentality, correct?
No, 100%, 100%. You have to understand that you're an entrepreneur at that point, right? So you get in what you put in. I mean, you get out what you put in. Yeah. So yeah, you have to get that. It's a complete mind shift that has to happen, and it has to happen pretty quickly for you to understand that, like, wow, okay, I'm betting on myself. And look, is it scary sometimes? Absolutely. But does it have massive reward? Absolutely, right? So I think, real estate is one of those businesses where how much money do you make? Well, as much as you want. Really, in all honesty, people always say, well, what, can I make $1 million a year? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can name you a bunch of people that were, same position, quit their job, got into real estate. No, I didn't make it $1 million a year right now. Yeah. Not because they were any smarter than anybody else or any hardworking. It's just they understood that this is a business now. I'm an entrepreneur and I have to put in the time.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm going to throw something out there and say, Henrik, I'm looking at offices. Why you?
Why me? Put me on a spot there. Because
why
look,
you?
honestly, I think, I think we offer a lot in training, in the marketing, in the environment. One of our strong suits, if you ask me, is our mentorship program for newer agents. And for those of your audience that don't know, Tom is also one of our mentors, right? And I think having good, educated, successful people be in positions of mentorship to help these new agents navigate through the waters, right? In the shark-infested waters of being a realtor. I think that's what we have that almost no real estate company has, right? Is the right leadership and the right guidance. Right. And I think that's so important that these agents understand that, hey, there's somebody here that is, in so many words, holding my hand as I navigate and I get to my deals, right? It's like it's like the training wheels, we don't take the training wheels off until we feel like you're ready. Yeah. And I think that goes a long way in making that first couple of months and that first couple of transactions feel less stressful. And I think people like you, go a long way in doing that. I personally thank you for that. Thank you for what you're doing here. So I think the people and the responsibility that we take for their business is what makes us unique. We offer everything else, marketing and the media and the content, like all that stuff is great. But if you don't have people that care about your business, I don't think you have anything.
Well, and I'm going to dig a little deeper. I'm going to throw it right back at you one more time and say, why you, Henrik?
Why me?
Why you?
Because I think I care about their well-being. I try very, very hard. And I think I've done a really good job to be a people person. Yeah. So when I see an agent, I want them to succeed. Nothing matters more to me than seeing that agent years down the line with me, of course, being a $500,000, $1 million agent. I say, you know what? He started here or she started here, and we helped get her or him to where they are right now. Yeah. There's no, that's like the ultimate reward. And I think we always chase that feeling, right? We enjoy building them and watching them grow. And you do it once, it's like, I want every single one. So
yeah. And that's kind of where I was going to end if you didn't say it, Henrik. It's that saying of, people don't know how much, people don't care unless they know how much you care. And one of the things I can say in leadership at this office and with you is you genuinely care. And I think that goes a long way with creating a culture and an office that sees growth in agents and stuff like that, because you truly do care. And, one of the things that I was taught was speed of the leader, speed of the pack. I can only grow as far as my leader can take me. Our office with you there, we're only going to grow as fast as you bring us and the material and the training and the constant learning that you go through. So, that what you say about me is only trickling down because of the environment that you provide, Henrik. So
I
I'm
appreciate
glad
it, Tom.
you got to say that you care before I got to say that you care, because it's truly honor. And I've had a lot of different team leaders here in this office, some that have cared, some that haven't cared. But when you're in relationship with somebody that has that great vision, you really see and create an office. So whether it's our office or any office, whether you're watching this around the world, make sure that, you look at the speed of the leader to gauge if that's who you're going to get into business with. Because if that guy is just sitting back and handling problems on escrows and deals and it's not really helping you grow your business, well, what good is it to be in bed with that leader, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, real quick, we're going to close this up, but any closing advice that you would give an agent, like maybe accountability or anything like that you would say, hey, one thing to take away?
One thing to take away is, look, be accountable, okay? Be accountable for your life, be accountable for your business. Don't be quick to say this isn't for me, right? Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Give it a go. People get into this business for a reason. You get into this business for a reason, right? Don't forget why you started to get into real estate. And before you say, well, this is too much for me, give it everything that you have until there's nothing left.
Yeah.
And if there's nothing left, you won't have to second guess yourself and say it's not for me, because you'll be a success. I promise you.
Look at our rookie of the year, 2020 rookie of the year, right?
9 months of working and zero results. And in a matter of 3 months, $86,000 in commissions earned. There you go.
That's
You
awesome.
just don't stop pushing.
So Henrik, if somebody wanted just to reach out to you to say hello or to maybe pick your brain about some business ideas and stuff like that, where would they get a hold of you?
Okay, you can always email me, Henrik at kw.com, Henrik at kw.com. I have a lot of agents reach out to me from other companies, and we're here. Tom as well. Tom does this all the time. We like to answer questions. We like to make sure that agents don't feel like they're on an island, whether they're with us or not. We'll answer the question. We'll help you out as much as we can.
Absolutely.
And that's what leadership is, and that's what we do.
All right, Henrik, I'm going to cut this off then. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes. I know the viewers and channel watchers here got a lot of great stuff out of it, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, bye-bye.
It's a pleasure. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, there you have it. My interview with Henrik, team leader over here at Keller Williams in Studio City, where he talked about his 3 tips for new agents: training, marketing, and having a business plan with lead generation involved in there as well. So I hope you guys got some good tips in there. Make sure to subscribe for all future episodes. And remember, not promoting any coaching program here. I'm just blessed to be able to give back to an industry that was so good to me. So if you have any challenges in real estate or just want to reach out to get some advice, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks and have a great one.